Did you know that there is a place on Earth where the sun never sets in the summer? That might sound like a fantasy or a myth, but it's actually a real phenomenon known as the midnight sun. And it happens in places that are above the Arctic Circle. So what does this have to do with the Quran? Well, more than 1400 years ago, the people of Arabia used to look up at the sky and see these strange lights in the darkness, and they would ask each other, "What are those lights?" They didn't have any scientific way of knowing what they were seeing, so they attributed those lights to a god. So when Prophet Muhammad, peace be upon him, came with the message of Islam and told them that those lights were just stars, they rejected him because he went against their deeply held beliefs. In today's video, we will explore the story of Dhul-Qarnayn, which has been traditionally associated with the land of eternal sunshine. But first, let's take a moment to understand the concept of the midnight sun. The midnight sun occurs when the sun remains visible at the North Pole at midnight during the summer solstice, which is usually around June. This happens because the Earth's axis is tilted on its orbit around the sun, which means that the North Pole can receive direct sunlight even at midnight during the summer months. As a result, the sun appears to circle around the horizon without ever setting below it. Now let's talk about Dhul-Qarnayn. Dhul-Qarnayn is mentioned in the Quran as a just and powerful ruler who lived in a distant land. He is described as someone who conquered vast territories and built walls to protect his people from invaders. In the story, Dhul-Qarnayn is traveling to the farthest part of the earth where he finds two groups of people. One group is made up of those who have abandoned the worship of God and fallen into darkness and sin, while the other group is made up of the righteous who are patient and awaiting God's help. Dhul-Qarnayn chooses to stay with the righteous people and helps them build a wall around their city to protect them from the people who have turned away from God. After finishing the wall, Dhul-Qarnayn returns home, having completed his mission. Throughout history, there have been many different interpretations of who Dhul-Qarnayn really was and where he lived. Some believe that he was a legendary king who lived in a mythical land, while others believe that he was a historical figure who lived in a real place. However, the exact location of the land of Dhul-Qarnayn has been a subject of much debate and speculation among scholars. Some believe that it was located somewhere in Scandinavia, while others believe that it was located somewhere in China or India. Some believe that it was located in a place where the sun never sets, which could potentially explain the whole thing. So what's the mystery here? Well, if we take a closer look at the Quran, we notice something very interesting. The Quran says that the land of Dhul-Qarnayn is a place where the sun never sets, yet it also says that Dhul-Qarnayn traveled to the farthest part of the earth. Now, if the sun never sets in this land, then how could Dhul-Qarnayn have returned home after visiting this place? This apparent contradiction has led some to believe that the land of Dhul-Qarnayn may have been located in a place where the midnight sun occurs, such as above the Arctic Circle. This would potentially explain why the sun never sets in this land and why Dhul-Qarnayn was able to return home after visiting it. It is important to note that this is just one interpretation, and there are other possible explanations for this apparent contradiction. So, is it possible that the land of eternal sunshine mentioned in the Quran actually refers to a place where the midnight sun occurs? Well, it's certainly an intriguing possibility, and one that has been explored by many scholars over the years. While there is no definitive answer, the Quran does provide us with some clues that may help us solve this mystery. For example, the Quran states that the land of Dhul-Qarnayn is a place where the sun never sets. Yet it also says that Dhul-Qarnayn traveled to the farthest part of the earth and returned home. This suggests that the land of Dhul-Qarnayn must have been located somewhere relatively close to where Dhul-Qarnayn lived. If it were located in a place where the sun never sets, such as above the Arctic Circle, it would have been very difficult for him to return home. Therefore, it is possible that the land of Dhul-Qarnayn was located in a place where the midnight sun occurs, such as above the Arctic Circle. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and comment down below with your thoughts, and don't forget to subscribe for more amazing videos.